Well, howdy, gamers. How y'all doing today? You know, ever since this whole RRR awareness thing, I've been experimenting and playing around, and I stumbled across this today. Are y'all ready for a lesson by Professor Dumbass? Because I'm about ready to give one. All right. Okay. I'll be the professor. Okay, class, here's an example, a math problem, if you will, on this whole resource return rate phenomenon. All right, for the basic math inclined, those who can't do percentages and fractions, let me show you how crazy this RRR shit is and why you have to do all these crazy spreadsheet calculations to get actual numbers. Okay, on the surface, you may be thinking addition, and I did. I'm not gonna lie. I thought, well, hell, you just add that to that and you get this. Whoop-de-fuck. Okay, I'm on my player island. See, the Mobus' island. I want to make this Tier 4 Adept fishing rod. All right, simple enough. Oh, but wait! Resource return rate, 0. You're like, well, if I want to get, like these Avalonian things here, they're 3,338 apiece. A whole stack of them is 67,720. So you're thinking, well, hell, if I can get 15.2% back because, a player-owned crafting station at a royal city normally yields 15.2%. At least that's what I'm getting. But, so get rid of that. So I'll just show you what I'm looking at. So if I use my focus, and I have plenty, I should have 30,000 because I've waited a couple of days. What's wrong with this thing? Oh my god, are you shitting me? Yeah, I got 30,000. Good. Not that I'd need it, but... Alright, so 0% RRR. See it right here? See my little mouse insertion point? That right there, 0%. Focus! 37.1% on a player island crafting station. Holy sheep shit. That seems like a good thing, don't it? Yeah, but you can go to the Royal City on a player-owned crafting station and get an additional 15.2%, right? Well, you would think that. Well, shit, let's find out. All right, so if I'm on my player island one with no resource return rate as a base, 37.1%. Hell, that's pretty good in my book. That's how I've been making money off my island. I didn't realize it. I got upset over the last 2 videos thinking, oh my god, I've been getting bent over. How have I been? I was thinking about that all day today at work. Like, how the fuck have I been profiting off my player island if I haven't been getting any RRR? And I do use focus on the high-end stuff, on the basic crap. The flat shit, I don't use focus. So I've been getting my base, which you can still make money off your base. You just don't get as much. But anyway, I'm going to pause for a second, and we're going to go to right outside Limhurst and see what the difference is. So remember that number, 37.1%. Where's my damn pause button? There it is. Don't you turn off on me, you piece of crap. I hate that damn sliding button. See how it slides? Come on, slide out there. Get your butt out there. Slide, boy. All right, class. Now we're in Limhurst City. There's a player-owned station right here. Tier 8. Elder Steelmaker. Just like the one on my island. So scroll down, find that Tier 4 Avalonian fishing rod. There it is. Excuse me. Alright, so now what do we got here? We got resource return rate, 15.2%. Okay. She'd be thinking, sweet. I add that 37.1% to the 15.2%. And what does that give you, class? What does that give you? Well, if you just use mathematics and you add, You should be getting 58.7% resource return rate. Right? Right? 15.2 plus, what is this? 37.1. Yeah. Yeah. You would think that'd be right. But guess what? 15.2% RRR plus the 37.1% using focus. Boom. It's 43.5%. You see what I'm getting at? On your player island using focus without any RRR, you would think, okay, if I use my focus making this particular item, it's 37.1%. So if I come to this Royal City crafting station owned by a player, I'll get an additional 15.2%, which should equal 58.7%. But that's not how it works. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not how it works at all. You get 43.5% using your focus. Now you may be asking yourself, what the fuck? Yeah, I had the same. This is where advanced mathematics comes into place. So, let this class begin. I'll show you the crazy ass formulas and the methodology and why these players have to have these crazy ass spreadsheets with all the data and the math formulas to get actual numbers. And when it's not worth traveling to other cities with bonuses. Now, this city here does not have a bonus for crafting fishing rods. To get a bonus for crafting this fishing rod, you'd have to travel to Carleon because it has a crafting bonus for tools. The difference in RR, I don't know what the difference is, but there's a bonus there. Normally it's like 10%. Most of the cities offer a 10% bonus. But anyway, so you could gain 10% RRR, but it ain't 10% overall. And I'll show you why. You can't just add percentages together using math like I just demonstrated. You'd be greatly wrong in your calculations. It's one of the most common points of confusion in the Albion Online crafting, and it boils down to how resource return rate, RRR, and local production bonuses are calculated and applied in different locations. Yeah. A player island, a base RRR with focus when crafting on your player island without any specific city bonus for that item. Your RRR from using focus is 37.1%. This is a flat bonus that applies to any crafting station with focus enabled, regardless of its location and what city it's in. So let's go to this my little virtual class board, chalkboard, whatever, what do you want to call it? And I'll show you why. I'm just gonna let this game run in the background, hopefully. Okay. So your player island has a base RRR. Most people get confused in Albion Online when it comes to crafting about the whole RRR formula. And it boils down to how the resource return rate, RRR, and the local production bonuses are calculated and applied in different locations. Here's a breakdown of the difference. A player island base RRR with focus when crafting on your player island without any specific city bonus for that item. Your RRR from using focus is 37.1%. This is a flat bonus that applies to any crafting station with focus enabled, regardless of location. No city local production bonus. Player islands generally do not receive the additional local production bonuses that cities offer for specific item types. While your island is bound to a city's biome and farming bonuses might apply there, crafting bonuses for specific gear types typically do not carry over to your personal island. This means you're missing out on percentage increase specific to that city. Player City. Base RRR, resource return rate. Royal cities have a baseline 18% production bonus for crafting, which translates to 15.2% RRR. See the difference? The actual number is 18% production bonus, but it translates to 15.2% in the RRR formula without any other bonuses. Local production bonus. Each royal city has a plus 15% crafting bonus for certain item categories. For example, Limhurst, my home city, has a plus 15% bonus for swords, bows, arcane staves, leather helmets, and leather shoes. A focus bonus, which is what you saw me demonstrate on my player island. As soon as I activated it, it hit 37.1%. But it's not 37.1% how you think it is. We'll get to that. When you use focus in a city, the 59% focus bonus is added to the local production bonus. Why the numbers we saw were different than what we thought we were adding, you know? The key is that the 15.2% we saw in the city is likely the base RRR without focus for general crafting in a royal city. When you add focus, the percentage increases significantly. I'll show you the formula here in a minute. So in summary, crafting on your personal island generally gives you a lower RRR, resource return rate, for most items compared to crafting in the relevant royal city that has a crafting bonus for that item, even when you're using focus. The city's local production bonus, which for crafting specific items is typically plus 15%, significantly boosts the effective RRR, especially when combined with focus. The 15.2% we saw for the city is likely the base RRR without focus for general crafting, not the bonus percentage you add on top of your island's focus RRR. To maximize your RRR for crafting an Avalonian Tier 4 fishing rod, the example I was using, we would need to be crafting it in a city that has a crafting bonus for tools, like Carleone. The difference in RRR between your player island and the specialized city with focus can be substantial and directly impacts your material efficiency and profit. Now, part 2 of this class session. Okay, buckle your seatbelts. The calculation for resource return rate, otherwise known as RRR, from a production bonus is as follows. RRR, and I might not pronounce this formula right, so that's why I'm showing it here, because I am not a math whiz. I did okay. I made an A in college algebra, but I ain't gonna lie, I struggled with algebra. I aced all my other classes with ease. But math, I don't know, math does something weird to my brain. So anyway, and it's been a minute. Oh shit, that was, 20 years ago. RRR equals 1 minus 1, and I want to say over 1 plus production bonus over 100. I may be saying that wrong. But anyway, you're looking at what? 1 minus 1, 1 plus production bonus over 100. Let's look at the numbers from the Albion Online wiki. But see this formula here? It's not simple. My point is, it's not add this one to this one. It's an algebraic formula, I believe. Let's look at the numbers from Albion Online wiki. Royal Island with focus, 37.1% RRR. This is what we observed in my little sample I demonstrated at the beginning of this video. This is when there's no specific local production bonus for that item on your island. Royal City with a bonus and using focus. For an item that has a plus 15% crafting bonus in a specific city and you're using focus, the RRR becomes 42.5%. Not the 58.7 that we thought we were getting because we simply added the percentages. But those percentages are based on this RRR formula and a production bonus formula. And if I understand this correctly, they're two different formulas. That's why the numbers don't match when you add the percentages together. So anyway, let me shut up because I don't want to confuse you or myself any more than what I already am. So anyway, the discrepancy, the 6.4% less than expected. I was like, wow, that's 6.4%. The numbers just don't add up. We got 37.1% on my island and the expected 15.2% more in the city on that player-owned crafting station, making it 37.1. However, the actual resource return rate with focus in a city with a 15% local bonus is 42.5%, not the 58.7% that we initially thought. The difference we observed of about 6.4% to 52.3, but it seems like my calculation was 6.4 is because we don't simply add the RRR percentages. The RRR is derived from the production bonus. The 59% focus bonus is added to the production bonus, not directly to the RRR, using simple addition. The player island does not get the city's specialized crafting bonus. The 37.1% RRR on the player island with focus already includes the general focus benefit. When you go to a city with a specific bonus for the item, like a fishing rod if that city specializes in tools, that city's bonus is applied to the base RRR and then focus further enhances that formula. Did that confuse the shit out of you? Well, let's go deeper. This formula is used in games like Albion Online to calculate the resource return rate, RRR, based on a given production bonus. Let's break down what each part means and why the formula looks the way it does. RRR, resource return rate. This is the percentage of raw materials you get back when you craft or refine an item. For example, if you have 30% RRR and an item requires 10 units of wood to craft, you'll get 3 units of wood back, effectively only consuming 7 units. A higher RRR is better because it means you use fewer resources to produce the same amount of items. Production bonus. This is a percentage bonus applied to crafting or refining in Albion Online. This comes from various sources, online sources, but reputable. City bonuses. Each city has a bonus for specific item types. For example, Limhurst has a bonus for leather armor. Port Sterling has a bonus for stone. Focus. When you're using focus, provides a significant production bonus. Premium status, having premium on your account. Premium accounts often get a small production bonus. Player specking, having a high specialization in a crafting or refining tree gives a production bonus. So see, a city bonus, using focus, having premium, and getting your masteries up to level 100 all affect the RRR formula. 1 plus production bonus over 100. I guess that's how you say that. I can't remember. The production bonus is given as a percentage. For example, 15%, 59%. To use it in a mathematical formula, you need to convert it to a decimal. Dividing by 100 does this. For example, 15% becomes 0.5. 59% becomes 0.59. Adding 1 to this decimal is crucial. This effectively represents the total output multiplier. If you have a 15% production bonus, it means for every 1 unit of input, you effectively produce 1.15 units of output, or get the equivalent resource efficiency. 1 over 1 plus production bonus over 100. This part calculates the proportion of resources you effectively use. Let's say your 1 plus production bonus over 100 equals 1.25, meaning a 25% production bonus. Then 1 over 1.25 equals 0.8. This means you are effectively using 80% of the resources that would normally be required for a single non-bonus craft. Make sense to you? Hell yeah. Dude, this is so simple. Why do you need a spreadsheet for this shit? You know? You should be able to memorize all this data. Like all you need to know is what city does this, what does that, what your bonus is over here, just your spec, It's not very much data to keep up with. Just plug in this little simple formula, you'd be good to go. 1 minus 1 over 1 plus production bonus over 100. I feel like I'm not saying this right, but whatever. You see it. If you all you math whizzes out there, you know what the hell it means. If not, I guess go Google it. Finally, subtracting this result gives one from 1 gives you the resource return rate. I'm pausing for a second. I was right. How you say that 1 over or 1 divided by. You can correctly say this formula 1 divided by 1 plus production bonus divided by 100 verbally in a few ways, depending on how formal or informal you want to be and how much you want to emphasize each part. Here are a few options. From most common to more precise, most common natural, 1 divided by, open parentheses, 1 plus, open parentheses, production bonus over 100, close parentheses, blah, blah. That's not how we did it in college. We always said 1 over, like 1 over, open parent. We didn't do the open parent. More formal. 1 divided by the quantity, 1 plus the quantity production bonus divided by 100. The reciprocal of the sum of 1 and the quotient of production bonus by 100. This is very mathematically precise, but less conversational. If you break it down for clarity, first you take the production bonus, divide it by 100. Then you add 1 to the result. Finally, you take 1 and divide it by the entire sum. Tips for saying it. Divided by or over. Both are common for divided by or over. Over is often quicker for simpler fractions. Open parentheses, close parentheses, or open parent, close parent. Be clear about when a new grouping starts and ends. Quantity, you can use the quantity to emphasize what the operation applies to, everything inside parentheses. So anyway, I was saying it right when I was saying over. But for those of you who really wanted to know further, there's how you say that formula properly. Anyway, back to it. So 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus production bonus divided by 100. Or 1 over 1 plus production bonus divided by 100. Dang it. Finally, subtracting this result from 1 gives you the resource return rate. Following the example, 1 minus 0.8 equals 0.2. This means you get 20% of your resources back. Why this formula and not just direct addition? For reasons it's not a simple addition. Example, 15% RRR plus 10% RRR equals 25% RRR is because resource return is about efficiency in consumption, not just an additive bonus to output. It's why you can't add the percentage values together using simple addition. Think of it this way. A 100% production bonus means you effectively double your output. or use half the resources. Using the formula 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus 100 divided by 100 equals 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 1 equals 1 minus 1 divided by 2 equals 1 minus 0.5 equals 0.5, or you just say 50% RRR. This means you get 50% of your resources back, effectively using half. If you had a 200% production bonus, you'd effectively triple your output. Using the formula 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 20 divided by 100 equals 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 1 equals 1 minus 1 divided by 3 equals 1 minus 0.333 equals 0.666 or 66.6 RRR. This means you get 66.6, don't you just love that number, of your resources back, effectively using 1/3. This multiplicative effect is how game economies typically balance resource consumption and production, making higher bonuses progressively more valuable, but with diminishing marginal returns on the RRR itself, even though the raw material savings are linear. So in short, the formula accurately translates a production efficiency bonus into a resource return percentage, which is how players understand their material savings. Isn't that just wonderful? Aren't you glad I freaking explained it to you? You've just been schooled by a dummy. So class, to be a serious crafter in this game, you got to understand those formulas. And that is why you hear all these hardcore gamers that are master crafters. They understand that formula and they understand how the system in this game works. And I hope that helps people, especially new players, understand what you're up against. And that's just the formula, or the formulas. But another thing I like to cover is mounts. People say, just get on a tier 8 bore. Well, I have a tier 8 excellent bore, which is 1160 item power, and it has a buff, and the buff will give you 1,808 kilograms of carry weight. Now you think, damn, that's a lot. I like the buff. I like this bore because when you get off of it and you get outside of that, see that white ring? When you get a buff, see how it's gone? Go away. You still get the buff. You still got that buff. See the 27%? Current weight 27%, mounted weight 27%. You get back on the mount and see right here, the current weight 27%, you still get it. Now, if you get on a freaking ox, oh, let me show you real quick. A boar is badass, but the mount health, now this is an excellent quality with item power 1160, has a mount health of 1,234, and the bonus, the max load is 1,808 kilograms. All right. Now look what a tier 8 ox can do. Tier 8 ox. A tier 8 ox has 2,278 compared to the 1,234 of a tier 8 elite wild boar. And an ox can carry 2,573 kilograms versus that's a tier 8 Elders Transport ox. Excellent quality. So 2,573 kilograms versus 1,808. 1,808 versus 2,573. That's a big ass difference. Only downside is when you're on an ox, You got to stay in the perimeter. Now, see up here? So you got 20%. Now you see two values. Current weight 20%. That's with the ox on you because I'm carrying some items. So I'm at 20%. I'm 178% over my weight capacity if I didn't have an ox. And I'll show you. I'm gonna get off the ox. Now see how I'm in that ring? Here's a good example. I can't see the ring over there, but as soon as you step out, boom! Now I'm overloaded. See? Now I'm 178%. See the red? Over the weight limit. So now I'm going to run slow. If you're hauling ass from city to city and you're on your ox, you're like, wee! Somebody ganked your ass, knocked you off the ox. Boom! Your ox is gone. Now you're overloaded with all your shit. Oh no, I'm not going to get the hell out of the way. Boom, bam, 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 bam. Dead. They loot your body. They steal all your shit. Game over. The boar, you can get knocked off your boar and get out of the radius, but guess what? You still got that weight bonus. Get the picture? So people, I was having a discussion in game. The guy's like, nah, the boar is better. And I'm like, no. Okay, now what about the damn bear? A lot of people think the bear's better than the ox. Well, I have a tier 6 bear right up here. Let's see, where's he at? Where's he at? There's a tier 6 bear. What's a tier 6 bear got? He's got good health, 3,582 versus the 2,278 mount health. So his health is better. So the ox has 2,573 kilograms carry weight. The bear has 2,249 quality normal. See, this is a system crafted bear. So the ox, the bear's 2,249, and the ox is 2,573. So it's pretty close. And believe it or not, the quality makes a big damn difference. I've noticed. Because it goes up in value. The quality of the ox increases because a base model, let me show you. See if I could show you. Do I have one? Oh my god, I hate non-static shit. I don't know if I got another tier 8 ox in here. Here's a flat tier 8 ox. See how it's got 1140 versus mine, 1160, 2573 versus 2462. See? That's an outstanding. A flat one's even worse. It's got lower stats. But the quality of your mount makes a huge difference on how much weight it can carry. See, that's a tier 8 Elders Transports at outstanding, 2462. Mine that I crafted is excellent, and it's 2573. That's a big difference. I mean, what is that? 2573 versus, I don't know, where's it at? Versus 2462. Yeah, it's 100 kilograms difference? Shit, that's a lot. I mean, a bag, like this tier 5 bag, will let me carry an additional 281, and that's a 0.4. And a flat's even less. So, 100 kilograms is a big difference. But anyway, I diverse. So let's find a tier 8 crafted bear. Yeah, here we go. So a tier 8 saddle dire bear has a max load of 2,704 versus my ox that has 2,573. Okay, so the bear does carry more weight. The saddle dire bear. So I guess I was wrong in my last video. I was comparing it to a tier 6 bear, but the tier 8 bear does carry a little bit more. And it has 3,797, and this is a flat one. So if you got it up to excellent or masterpiece, these stats would be a little bit higher. I think it's 100. around 100 plus. So, but the bears, I think the bears are slower. Let's see, move speed 50%, 90%. What's the ox? 50%, 100%. So see, the ox is a little bit faster. 4-second gallop time versus, this thing is, what in the hell? This is 4 seconds gallop time. So gallop time's about the same. Gallop time. The ox is a little bit faster, but the tier 8 saddled dire bear does carry a little bit more weight. The mammoth, a mammoth, a flat mammoth carries 22,521, and that's at a flat. That's at normal quality. You get it up there, higher quality is going to carry more than that. So you can't be a transport mammoth. The war mammoth, I don't think I have one on here that I can make. Can I? For some reason, it's not in my build list. Yeah. But anyway, the mammoth is elite. I mean, you got base model 22,521 versus 2,573. That's 20,000 more almost. And even compared to that, here's an elite winter bear. What does it carry? 2,704 on an elite winter bear with 3,797. So let's see, that's base model 2,704, 2,573. Yeah, that's more than the Elder's Transport Ox, and it's 5090. So it's 10% gallop speed bonus slower. Still got 4% time until gallop. So yeah, if you get one at excellent quality, it's going to be better than that. So anyway, there's the mount. So I guess elite winter bear. Let's see, 2,704 on a winter bear versus a dire bear. What I say the dire bear was? I can't remember shit. 2,704 on winter. 2,704 on dire bear. So they're basically the same. Health is 3,797 on a dire bear. So 3,797. 3,797. Okay, so the elite winter bear and the dire bear pretty much have the same damn thing. Their buffs are different, but the carrion and the health, the armor is 332 on a winter bear, and the armor on a dire bear is 332. So yeah, the only thing I see difference is a saddle dire bear doesn't have any buffs, where the elite winter bear has these buffs. See, winter call, frozen defense, winter lord. So everything else is the same though. Alright, so winter bear. I guess I'll be running around on a damn winter bear from now on. I got a winter bear, but it's over in a different area in storage. I got like 150 million or 100 million silver in mounts all in one box over in a freaking little player city for some reason. I keep them there because I like to show the new players all the cool mounts. New players love mounts. I mean, I was fascinated by the mounts when I first started playing this game. I was like, "Ooh, do you got this? Ooh, do you got that?" So I just stored all the cool ones down there in the player city and just take them right out of the chest. And I'm like, "Hey, you want to see what this looks like? Hey, you want to see it?" I even let one guy play on one of my expensive mounts, several million. And I was like, "Well, if he's gonna rip me off, he's gonna do it right now." He gave me the mount back. I couldn't believe it. He could have like stole my mount and had like 5 or 7 million instant silver right there. He could have took it on the market and just raped me, but I don't know. It was cool. I don't normally do that though, because I don't know. I just had a good gut feeling about him. My gut feeling was right. So anyway, I'm gonna pause for a second because there's more to this lesson. But anyway, the mammoth is like amazingly shit. My next goal is to get a transport mammoth. Now they got a war mammoth, but I can't show it to you because it's not on my build list here for some reason. I guess you got to build them at a special city crafting station because they're not even available here on mine. But anyway, yeah, look at that, 22,521 kilograms. But its health is 3,797. The ox is 2,278. And the elite bear, damn it, go away. The elite bear is 3,797. So an elite bear is 3,797. And a transport mammoth is 3,797 with 415 armor on the mammoth versus the 332 armor on the elite bear. So anyway, those are your best two or best three carrying mounts, I believe. Winter bear, a tier 8 winter bear or a tier 8 dire bear, mammoth, and the fourth best one is an elder's transport ox. They're all good. I have every one of these mounts except for the mammoth. I don't have a mammoth. But anyway, I'm going to pause for a second. I got a bear over in this cage over here, but he's just a plain Jane winter bear, I believe. Tame winter bear. Yeah, and he's only at tier 5. And what does it take to craft a dire boar bear?
With your mount?
Yeah. It takes a tame winter bear, elite winter bear. Okay. That's what I thought. Pause. So, class, what does it take to be good at the best at gathering, crafting, refining, in Albion Online? Well, it's a deep system, so focusing on key elements is crucial. So all the stuff I just explained on the RRR formula, the production bonuses and all that, that's the first step to understanding. I didn't know this shit. I just recently became aware of this RRR. And I have been like hell bent on learning as much about it as I can. And I'm sharing what I've learned with you. But, you know, there's more to this game. So here we go. Grab you a drink because I'm going to read my discovery with you. A summary report on what it takes to be the best gatherer, crafter, and refiner in Albion Online. It's a deep system, so focusing on key elements is crucial. Becoming a master gatherer, refiner, and crafter in Albion Online, to truly dominate the economy in Albion Online as a gatherer, refiner, and crafter, it's not just about clicking on nodes or crafting items. Oh, no, no, no. It's about optimization, specialization, risk management, and being market savvy. 1. The master gatherer, your foundation of wealth. Being the best gatherer means maximizing your fame, your yield, and safety in dangerous zones. Specialization is key. If you can't be good at everything, you can't be good at everything all at once, especially early on in your beginning humble newbie stages. So pick one or two gathering types. For example, skinning and fiber are often recommended for early profit, or stone for consistent guild demand. I would pick skinning and fiber. I love skinning. Skinning, I'm highest in skinning than I am anything. And focus your destiny board points on these. You get those destiny points. Let me show you. Let me pause for a second. You know, when you're in your destiny board, and you're crafting, refining. Refining is here. So you want to activate that one. And then you see how you got all these nodes? Like adept, tier 4. See how I'm level 71 in that? And I'm 40 in wood planer and 35. I hunt hides more than anything in this game. And it reflects. See, I'm at 15 out of 100, 40 out of 100, 35 out of 100, but 71 out of 100 on my hide tanner. That's for crafting. Where is hunting? Ah. Where is my hunting? Season tracker. Harvest. Is it harvesting? I get lost on this shit every time. Here it is. It's the blue one. Yeah, gathering. This is where you want to put your focus points. See up here, I got 555 learning points. And animal skinner. Okay, that only goes to 1. And then adept. So I'm 66 on my skinning. 38 on lumberjack. 17 on core. I hate mining stone. I hate mining ore. Only 9 out of 100. Not a big fan of fiber. And 16 out of 100 on fishing. That's it. Now you can see I skin more than anything. I'm 66 out of 100 on skinning. So anyway, when you click that, see how you can learn? Like 16 to learn. Once you get up to 20%, you can spend these learning points. I got 555. You could learn them on that. So this is for new players that aren't aware of this. And then like here's that's tier 5, I believe. I'm 22 out of 100. I am gonna learn. Wait a minute. And then, you know, I'm only 1 and 2 on these, but I focus on skinning. I love hides. Half the gear I make, it's hard enough just to get them open. Like, I'm 2 out of 100 on Master Skinner, but that allows you to, you know, get tier 6 crap. Hey, as long as you got 1 in there, you can go gather the shit and skin it. Do I have tier 7 unlocked? Yes. See, I've got 1 out of 100 in tier 7. And, I haven't been getting to do much of it, but by golly, I got it unlocked so I can actually skin the shit when I come upon it. And then I'm trying to get this one unlocked, 409. But the problem is I need to get it to 20% so I can spend my, because I've been saving these learning points to unlock this, and now I finally got enough, and I can't unlock it because I got 0 out of 100 because I gotta go, shit, why won't it let me buy these? Somehow I've got 72,440. But anyway, as soon as I get 20%, I can spend my learning points and unlock that. And then I'll be able to skin tier A hides. But anyway, you get the gist. That's how that works. So back to our lesson. Make sure I'm recording. Yeah. So where was I? The Master Gatherer, your foundation of wealth. Being the best gatherer means maximizing your fame, your yield, and safety in dangerous zones. Specialization is key. You can't be good at everything all at once, especially early on, you know, in your beginnings. So pick 1 or 2 gathering types, skinning and fiber. The reason why you want to pick 1 or 2 is because it takes forever to get them leveled up. I've been playing about a year, and you just saw what my levels are. Now, granted, I like to kill shit more than I like to gather, but I'm always skinning. I will skin everything I kill. But I ain't gonna lie, I'll run by nodes of ore and stone, and I'll be like, not right now. And I'm suffering from it. I'm suffering from I'm hoping I'll figure out some way to just spin silver and amp that shit up, you know? Because I hate doing it. I ain't gonna lie. I love skinning. I'm a hunter. I love hunting in real life. I love fishing in real life. And it reflects in this game. But anyway, I diverse. So, yeah, specialization is key. Focus your destiny board points on these. Gear up appropriately. Gathering gear sets. Each resource type has a dedicated gathering set. For example, miner, cap, chest piece, boots. These provide crucial gathering yield bonuses that stack up to 10 times, significantly increasing your resources and your fame. And that is freaking true. You've also got like consumables you can eat. You've got your gathering tools. You got Avalonian gathering tools, which give you an additional bonus. Uh, like I think it starts at 10, and it goes up to 15% on a tier 6, and I believe at tier 8 goes up to 20%, if I remember right. These provide crucial gathering yield bonuses that stack up to 10 times, significantly increasing your resources and fame. Avalonian tools. These are expensive but offer a flat 10% gathering yield bonus. Use them strategically, especially in safe zones or when you're confident in your escape. Yeah, a tier 4 Avalonian tool, fishing pole, whatever the hell. It starts at 10%, but the higher the tier, it goes up. Because I believe my tier 6 is 15%. Consumables for efficiency. Pork pies. These are your go-to food for gathering, providing a direct gathering yield bonus. Enchanted pork pies offer even better yield at higher tiers. They cost more, and some people argue if the cost is worth the percentage gain. Depends on how hardcore you are at being a, gatherer and all that good stuff. Invisible potions, essential for escaping gankers in red and black zones. Yeah, I wouldn't use those for the longest time, but now that I'm spending more time in those zones, yeah. Undead cape, yeah. Now, you'll lose part of your bonus on your outfit if you don't wear the gathering cape. So, I don't know. Some people will replace it with an undead cape because an undead cape, once you get to like 20% or 10% of your health, you go invisible and you can flee. So, with that and one or two invisibility potions. Normally, you can only use one in amount of time a ganker can kill your ass. But anyway, that's up to you. I think you can offset it though using those Avalonian tools. I think there's a cap on the maximum percentage you can get in bonus yield. I haven't found any data on it, but I've tried it with the cape removed and I've tried it with the cape on, and it seems to be the same to me. Like I'll do an hour with it out, see what I make. I'll do an hour with it on, see what I make, and I'm like, it's about the freaking same. On average, it's within like 5-6% fluctuation difference. I don't know. I think luck has something to do with it. Consumables for efficiency, like I said, pork pies, invisible potions. Location, location, location. Risk versus reward. Blue and yellow zones are safe but have a limited resource. Yeah, they normally stop at tier 5. Like the highest safe zone I have found is tier 5 blue zone, and I haven't found anything higher than tier 5 resources in it. Even the yellow zone myths are tier 5 maximum. So anyway, the blue and yellow zones are safe but have limited resources and fierce competition. Red and black zones and myths offer higher tier enchanted resources, green, blue, purple, and gold, leading to more fame and silver. But they come with the risk of getting your butt handed to you by a group of gankers. And if you've watched any of my past videos, you will see that happens almost every time we go into those places. Leading to more fame, silver, but yeah, come with a risk of full loot PvP. Biome and hotspots. There's different biomes that specialize in certain resources, so check your map for the hotspots and the enchanted percentage of a zone. Roads of Avalon and the Mist. These can be productive for leveling gathering skills. They offer good resources with reduced risk compared to open world black zones, because I guess it's because there's fewer amount of people in there. You're less likely to be gangbanged by a 30-man gank party. Still you might come across a 10-man. I've come across, 8. Had 8 gankers take me out one time. Depends on how big your group is too. But Yeah, reduced risk compared to open world black zones, especially for solo players, because of the amount of people in those areas primarily. Tactical gathering and survival. Know your escape and know how to escape and be ready to escape and practice escaping. I'll go into the black zone with shit gear on and run up to gankers, and then I try to get away from them. And I try to use my gear, and maybe I'll do a video on that. That'd be fun. So know your escape. Know where you're heading and know all the obstacles between where you're at on the map and like bridges and the mazes. Some maps are insane. Like you think you're gonna go straight here and you end up going way the hell back over here when you know you can't just make a straight line connection. You gotta go through a bunch of bullshit to get there, especially in those tier 8 black zones. I found that out the hard way. So yeah, know your escape. Use mobility spells. Example from double-bladed staffs, bloodletter, and mounts. Frost roam, moose, boars are good options for speed and carry capacity. Miner boots offer excellent escape. Don't be greedy. If a red player appears, mount up and run the hell out of there. Especially if you ain't got no combat gear on. Don't linger for more. Don't linger for one more node. Set a safe amount. Once you reach that amount, head back and drop your stuff off, or find one of those drop places on the tier 8 map and drop your stuff off there. Don't be greedy. I mean, many gatherers are like, oh, just a few more. Oh man, look at my inventory, just a few more. No, set a time limit's what I do. I'll set a time limit. Like, okay, I've gathered for 15 minutes and ain't got gang banged, and I'll look. I mean, if it's a decent amount, yeah, I'll go drop it off. So don't be greedy. Bank frequently. Gathering sets aren't cheap. Bank your resources often to avoid losing massive profits to gankers. If you go out there and you get ganked 5 times in a 10-minute period and you've just lost a couple 100,000 silver in gear and you've only made 50,000 silver worth of resources, you are in the negative. You haven't gained anything. So, gathering sets are cheap. Bank your resources often to avoid losing massive profits to gankers. Enchanted nodes. And I got a little video in a tier 4 area how I made like a 500,000 silver in like 15 to 20 minutes just standing there waiting for this tier 3, this tier 4.3 pine tree. For some reason, it would respawn like once a minute, and I was getting like a lot of resources off of it. And I made almost a 500,000 in like 15 minutes just standing there, getting the enchanted nose. But anyway, prioritize these. They give significantly more fame and resources. Problem is, the damn game will put it on the map and let everybody on the map know, hey, there's a special high yield resource node over here. Y'all go get it. And then you'll have like 30 gankers come out of nowhere and dogpile your ass. So I don't know, it's give and take. If nobody shows up, you will make bank. But shit, I've never not had somebody show up. Normally within 30. I got a video in the past where I find one in a yellow zone, like, it's got 35 tier 3 leather hides. They're tier 5.3 leather hides. And I'm like, oh, look at this. And I'm whack, whack. And then 2 high ranking gatherers go and suck it all up. And I was like, what the? I wanted to cry, I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, go for them anyway. So prioritize these because they give significantly more fame and resources, those enchanted nodes. Learning points. I showed you what the learning points do on your mastery board. Use them strategically to unlock higher tiers of gathering skills, like how I'm trying to unlock tier 8 and masteries faster. Number 2, the Master Refiner, transforming raw into profit. This is so debatable. I ain't gonna lie. 90% of the time, I get more money out of my raw materials selling them straight to the market. I don't even list them for sale. half the time I will just sell them flat out for what the market will give me. You can make more listing them. Depends on how bad you need money. But every time I've refined them, I've always gotten less. So it is a crucial game on where to refine them and where to sell them. Because if you don't pay attention to that, you're going to lose money big time on your refined resources. So transforming raw into profit. Refining turns raw resources into usable materials for crafting, and it's a critical step for maximizing profit. Destiny board progression. Unlock the Journeyman Refiner node and specialize in the resource types you gather. Each resource has its own refining tree. Lumber mill for wood, smelter for ore, tanner for hide, weaver for fiber, stonemason for stone. Local production bonuses. City bonuses. You need to know these. You need to know 'em. You need to make you a chart if you're going to be hardcore in refining and crafting and blah, blah. Have your little chart and have all the city bonuses on it because this is paramount for refining profit. Each royal city has a bonus for refining a specific resource, providing a significant resource return rate. RRR, what we discussed earlier in this video. So crucial, so important. Fort Sterling, wood planks. Limhurst, fiber cloth. Bridgewatch, stone blocks. Smartlock, hide leather. Thetford, or metal bars. Always refine your chosen resource in its bonus city. This often involves transporting the raw materials because those cities that offer the bonuses, if you go in the local areas, you'll find out they ain't got shit. Like they are in short supply of what they offer a bonus in. And that is done by design. So Limhurst might be high in hides and low in fiber, where, the other one might be the opposite. So you go gather them here in this city's biomes, and then you transport them to the other city where the bonus and refining is. Always refining shows resource in this bonus city. And yeah, it almost always involves transporting those materials to that bonus city. And then you got to figure out what city you'll get a higher profit off of, because sometimes it ain't the bonus city that does it. Normally the bonus cities you can get the resources cheaper because everybody's going there, refining it, putting it up for sale. But the demand, since it's overloaded, has dropped in that city, so you need to transport it somewhere else where there is no bonus and make money. I believe that's how that works. Yeah, pretty sure. My brain don't work half the time. But anyway, focus points. This is your most valuable asset for refining. Premium status grants 10,000 focus points daily. If you do not have focus points, you're not going to make a profit, especially on crafted finished items. Those items will be worth less than the raw materials. I have seen that over and over and over. Using focus drastically increases your resource return rate, making refining highly profitable, especially for higher tier or enchanted materials. So prioritize using focus on expensive higher tier resources, not those low tier cheap resources. Your focus, you're paying for that. That's the primary thing you really get out of paying for premium is your focus. If you're not crafting in the game and refining, you can only store up 30,000 of them. Once you hit 30,000, even the next day where you would get another 10,000, shit don't stack. So if you're not using them up, I'll let my build up for 3 days because you can store up to 30,000. And some of the point fours, the tier like 5.4 requires more than 10,000 focus. 10,000 ain't enough, I found out. Sometimes 30,000 ain't enough. It's enough for one item, but if you're wanting to like make a whole damn set of tier point 5.4 or whatever, or 8.4 or 7.4, oftentimes I will run out of focus, so I won't get my maximum return back from my focus bonus or whatever. So prioritize using focus on expensive higher tier resources. Very important. Station taxes. Pay attention to the tax rates at all refining stations. I normally look for 400 or less. I try to stay around as close to 300 as possible, but depending where you're at, I won't touch a station that's 600, 700, 800, maybe a few, and it depends on where you're at too. And it depends on how many stations are available in that city. A lot of people say the cartel owns all of them. They probably do. Hell, who knows? Uh, I haven't had to deal with the cartel yet, unless it's the cartel that are ones that are ganking me out in the tier 7 and the tier 8 black zones. That wouldn't surprise me. They swarm in like a swarm of piranhas. They don't give a shit. They want your crap. They don't care if it's worth 500K or 500 million. They will take you out fast. They're sitting out there like a damn predator, just waiting for somebody to come along. You could be naked and they'll be like, kill it. They don't want you in their zone. It's not so much that they want what you're wearing, they don't want you in their zone. They're protecting resource nodes, especially like baby mammoths. I went to an area on the test server where the baby mammoths drop. I tried to go back to that same area on the real server. I got killed as soon as I entered. Soon as my little defense thing dropped, I got killed over and over and over. I even tried. Ah, they wouldn't let me in. They won't let nobody in. Maybe I'll record that shit again. It took me forever to get there. I was getting killed upon entry. I'd get about halfway across the map, and they would barricade all the damn exits and entrances. I mean, there'd be like 20 players here, 30 players here, 20. I mean, there was like hundreds of them. It was crazy. They don't want you. They don't want your shit so much as they don't want you there in that biome, that map. They're protecting that stuff. That tier 8 stuff can take like 20 plus hours to come back. They don't want you in there ganking their shit. They don't care who you are. They will kill you upon entry just to get you out of there. They don't want you in there. And that is a problem. And they've got their freaking hideouts there. They're living there. And you ain't welcome in their neighborhood. And they've got the manpower to protect their shit. So solo players don't stand a chance. Tiny guilds, 15, 20 man guilds, don't stand a chance. I'm talking 15, 20 man highly active. You all get together and go riding like a posse. You're still going to get your ass handed to you because these guys got hundreds of players. Their guild membership is at maximum. What is the guild maximum? 300, 500 players? I can't remember. I think it's 300. But yeah, it's crazy. And they're very picky on who they let in their guild. But anyway, let's see. Pay attention to tax rates at refining stations. Lower taxes mean more profit. Player-owned islands can offer lower taxes, but you're going to get screwed with no RRR. But cities generally have the best return rates. RRR. Let that sink in, y'all. RRR. Resource return rate makes a big difference. Transmutation. If specific raw materials are scarce, you can transmute lower tier resources, tier 4 plus, into higher tiers, or even enchantments. This can be costly, but provides access to needed materials. Yeah, can be costly. It is costly. Matter of fact, every time I thought about doing it, I talked myself out of it because I was like, it's cheaper, just go buy it off the market. Anyway. There may be times where that's not true, but I have found I haven't had excess. Normally it destroys more value in silver and lower tier resources than what you gain in the lesser amount higher resources. I don't know. I did that on my player island, so maybe it's because I had a 0 RRR is why it wasn't beneficial. I should go try that on a Royal City player-owned crafting station and see if it's actually beneficial on transmutation. Yeah, that's my next experiment probably. So anyway, transmutation, that's an option. Market awareness. Ha. You could spend all your time in this game just watching the market. You could sit there with 100 million silver and like, I'm gonna flip this shit. I'm gonna resell it. I'm gonna transport it to other places. I'm gonna grow my 100 million. And it's about what you need if you want to make money fast. The higher tier crap. Hell, 500 million. If you really want to make big bang. The master crafter, from materials to masterpieces. I stop at exceptional because you only get what, 1% chance on a roll. I spent 5 million silver on a tier 5 item trying to get it to masterpiece. Didn't make it. And I know I rolled that fucker over 100 times, so the 1% out of 100 times is not accurate because I rolled it like 120 times and still didn't hit masterpiece. So that you can get excellent within 1 to 5 attempts. Most of the time, I've got it within maximum 5 attempts. There's been a couple times where I hit it for 6 and 7 attempts, but most of the time I can get it within five attempts. So anyway, from materials to masterpieces, crafting is the final step, turning refined materials into valuable equipment. And you need RRR, and you need the city crafting bonuses, and you need focus to maximize that. Specialization is paramount. Just like, and having your mastery at 100, if possible, to reduce the amount of focus required to get, that bonus for using focus. I got one or two videos back. I explain why mastery is so important in being professional crafter to make your focus stretch. Specialization is paramount. Just like gathering, you need to specialize in specific item types. Examples: swords, bows, plate armor, crafting, specialization, levels. Improve your overall crafting and your ability to craft specific items. Resource return rates. That should be the first damn thing on the list. I should have put that up top. Local production bonuses similar to refining. Cities and black zone hideouts. Black zone hideouts are the best place. They are the number one place to do crafting and refining. Black zone hideouts offer crafting bonuses for specific item types. They can be as high as 50% using 0 focus on your return, your RRR. The Black Zone hideouts are amazing. I want one so bad, but they are controlled by the most powerful guilds in the game. Crafting in the right location dramatically increases your RRR. Focus points crucial for profitable crafting. Use focus on high value items, especially enchanted ones, to get a significant portion of your materials back. Daily production bonuses. Check the activities UI for daily bonuses on certain item groups, offering 10 to 20% extra production. Crafting journals. Always use these. Fill them by crafting. Then sell them on the market or give them to your laborers for your additional resources. Because those player islands, their number one thing, their value is farming, is growing crops, growing herbs, growing animals for butchering, and then growing mounts. And I don't really like. I don't. I make the least amount of money on, uh, you know, money off of gatherers. Your what do they call 'em? Laborers. Some people swear by it. Now, if you got all tier 8 and you can go out in the black zone and you can fill tier 8 journals and then give them to your tier 8. First of all, it takes forever to fill up one of those tombs. And if you got a whole island full of laborers, it's going to be hard as hell to get enough tombs filled with, the fame to give to all of them. So you may say, well, that's easy. Go buy them off the market. Yeah. Every time I try to buy one, the damn filled tomb costs as much as the resources I get back from sending them out, for the 24 hours to bring the shit back. I suck at it. I'm like, man, I'm not making shit money off this. I don't mess with the gatherers. But if you focus on, specialize on it, and you make a huge investment up front, they say it's possible to make money. I quit at tier 6 because I wasn't making jack shit. My biggest problem is I can't fill the tombs fast enough. I can fill the tier 4 tombs pretty fast, but even with that, in 4 or 5 hours, or well, 2 or 3 hours, I might be able to get enough to give to 4 gatherers. You can have 3 gatherers in a house, but always use your journals. Fill them by crafting, then sell them. Don't sell them unless you're not going to use laborers. If you're not going to use laborers, yeah, then sell them. I stockpile mine because I never know what the hell I'm going to do. Then sell them on the market or give them to your laborers for additional resources and passive income. This is a significant part of sustaining crafting operations. Last time I looked, the market was overloaded with tier 4 and tier 5 tombs, but whatever. Item quality. Crafting can result in higher quality items, uncommon, rare, exceptional, pristine, which sell for much more. Eating salads before crafting can increase your chances of crafting higher quality items and speed up the crafting process. Because if you're doing high volume crafting and refining, you're sitting there like this, waiting for it to hurry up. As soon as you leave the screen, it stops. You can't trigger it and walk away and do something else. The game forces you to sit there and wait on it. I normally watch a movie or something when I'm doing that crap. I'll go gathering shit for a couple weeks, and then one evening, that's all I will do is sit there and refine my crap. So yeah, eating salads before crafting can increase your chances of crafting higher quality items and speed up the crafting process. Black market. I've been playing with it. It's interesting. It's interesting. You can make money at it, but yeah, I'm getting better at it. The hard part is finding finding out what it needs, because it seems like it's all over the place. When it lists what it's wanting, it's not in any specific order, I've noticed. By tier level, cost, price, none of it. You got to sit there and go through all of it. But anyway, I probably made 10, 15 million silver past month off of it, just buying items between 5 and 10 and 15 million from the player city and then flipping them on the black market because it was asking for certain things. But if it ain't asking for it, you ain't making no profit off of it. As a matter of fact, it will give you less than what you can sell it for on a regular player market, so city market. But anyway, black market for many crafted items, especially low to mid-tier gear. The black market in Carleon is your primary buyer. It buys items from players to supply mob drops, creating consistent demand. Calculations and spreadsheets. Yeah, I'm talking about that. For serious crafters, a spreadsheet is essential. You need to calculate the cost of materials, raw and refined, refining costs, crafting costs, market taxes, and the potential selling prices to ensure not just profitability, but maximum profitability. And you got to know that RRR formula and understand formulas, which was the beginning of this video. Transporting goods efficiently, moving raw materials to the correct refining city, then refined materials to the correct crafting city, and finally crafted items to the best-selling market, often Carleon or other royal cities, is a huge part of the profit margin. This is where market flipping knowledge comes into play. Guild involvement. Being a part of a guild with a well-developed black zone hideout. My guild don't have one. You need a powerful guild to do it because it's not easy to get a hideout. You gotta protect it, find a spot. Somebody gotta stand there. You gotta ward off other gankers and potential a-holes, and then you gotta keep it up, maintain it, protect it. And then you got it's just like it's a nightmare. But oh my god, if you can manage to keep it uh, plus 50% or higher RRR, and that's without using focus, they're awesome. So if you're looking to join a guild, the problem is most of these guilds that have these hideouts, they are, from what I've been told by other players, they're assholes. And they will treat you like a slave. And if you think you're just gonna go join one and you're gonna I'm gonna make shit tons of money. Oh no, they're gonna tell you what to make. They're gonna control you like a robot's what I've been told. I've never been a part of one, probably never will. Dang it. I might create an alt and go do it. But normally they won't let you in unless you at maximum everything and you've been playing a while and you know your shit, and they want you to do a specific task, and that's the task you stay with regardless of what you want to do. That's what you do, or you don't get to use their shit. So you're using their shit to do their shit, and you ain't gonna get a chance to do your shit because you ain't gonna have time because you're too busy doing their shit. And guess what? It's a bunch of shit. Yeah, bunch of shit. Anyway, maybe get lucky and find a guild that ain't like that. And good luck. I don't know. That's just a recent discovery to me, but I've been researching the hell out of this shit for the past 3 days. So, so being part of a guild with a well-developed black zone hideout can offer higher crafting return rates than cities, the royal cities, providing a significant advantage in crafting, refining. In summary, becoming the best in any of these professions in Albion Online requires dedication to leveling your destiny board, smart use of gear and consumables, a keen understanding of market fluctuations, strategic location choices for bonuses, and disciplined use of focus points. It's a journey of continuous learning and adaptation to the player driven economy because the shit is always changing. So, good luck to my viewers on their path to economic dominance. Yeah, good luck. So, anyway, sounds like I just got kicked out of the game for being idle. So, there you go, folks. That is pretty much everything you need to know about those subjects. There's more data to learn, like the random data, like when does a city get a daily bonus? Because there's daily bonuses, and keep track of the advertisements when you log into the game. Look and see what cities are getting a special bonus, a daily bonus. Crafting, refining, whatever. Daily login's important. I mean, there are so many aspects to this game. It's mind-blowing. You can take this game super serious, and as you can tell, a lot of people do. And then you've got to deal with, I keep hearing of the cartel. What the cartel really is business-minded people in the real world. They sell stuff on places like, oh, what are they called? G2G, or let's go to one of these places. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't use these places because I don't want to risk getting banned, but I'll show you. Hang on. Hope I don't get in trouble for showing people this. Come on, stretch out, damn it. Crap like this. I do not recommend you using any of these sites because I only buy things from the Albion Online official store. Where is the official store? But this G2G marketplace, Albion Online. This is so crazy. You want to know who the cartel is in this game? These guys, these people are the cartel. I've dealt with this kind of crap since the 90s when MMOs were first born. Star Wars Galaxies. I think Star Wars Galaxies may have been when the cartel was first born, when people first started, and then Diablo, and then WoW, and any game where one player can hand an item over and trade to another player, you're going to have cartel. You're going to have people making money off that game. It's way easier to do it now because back then you didn't have all these money. You did, but that you were limited. Half the time, you need to be able to create a website that could take a credit card or whatever, and it wasn't an easy thing, and it was a big deal. And we didn't have these game sharing sites where you could like, oh, I want to buy. Like, I was curious, how much is a fucking mammoth? Europe server. You pick your server, and I mean, there's a lot of people selling this shit on here, and this would get you banned. SBI, if they catch you doing this in the game, they will ban your ass. But I was like, their prices are horrible because I was looking at like 100 million silver. Okay, like say you click on this one, like a bundle of 100 million silver. Total amount. Oh, yeah, $94.75 for 100 million silver. Okay, you can buy silver from Albion Online in the Albion Online store. $20 will net you roughly 27.8 million silver at the present gold to silver conversion. So round it to 30. 369. That's 246. $60 will get you almost 90 million silver. $60. 246 will get you almost 90 million silver. Or you can come here and spend $94.75. That's crazy. It's cheaper to buy it from Albion Online. The mammoth. They fucking mammoths, like the cheapest one I saw on here. I want a baby mammoth, right? I was like, I want to get a baby mammoth and then raise it and have my own mammoth. I ain't gonna use this to do it. Hell no. But I was curious, what are they worth? I know what they're worth in the game, 260 to 280 million silver. So 246, 90 million silver that you buy legitimately from Albion Online is 90 million costs $60. So 90 times 2 is 180. 180 million is $120. They cost almost 300 million. So 60, 60, 60, 120, 60, 70, 80, 180, $180. $180, you can buy it, legitimately buy silver from Albion, the store, and spend 180 to 200 bucks and buy a damn mammoth. These people are selling these some bitches for 250 to $300. It's a ripoff. These sites, they're a ripoff. But if you want to know who the cartel is and why they got such big gangs and why they're so organized, because these people are making probably 100,000 plus a year selling those in-game items, so they can afford to put these players on a payroll. Yeah, and there's a shit ton of them. Anyway, that was just a little example. You don't have to look far. Just type in, you know, that's just one place. There are several. Mm-mm-mm. Sky Coach. You could buy baby man. Like, let's see. Let's check out Sky Coach. What's it like? $159.99 for a baby mammoth. And select your region. U.S. server. Delivery to Corleone. An additional $48. You're not getting my fucking cookies. That's actually a good deal. That's actually cheaper if you had to buy the silver. That's actually a good deal. $160. It's about $20 cheaper than buying it legitimately from Albion Online. Oh my god, I shouldn't be showing this shit. But anyway, I keep hearing on the cartel, the cartel. This is the cartel. These people are the cartel. Think about it. I mean, think about it. Who the hell would go through that much trouble to guard a biome, a map, to protect the drops, to not let nobody in? Because they're making real money off of it. So, yeah, they've got paid players because that's how they're making their money. And they're selling the shit online. And it's no secret. I mean, this has been around since I was young. This is a cool site. What is this site called? Get the hell off my shit. Damn it. I can't see because I'll go Albion Online 2D. Mammoth Calf Tier 8. This ain't a selling site. This is like it tells you what market prices are right now. Albion Online Data Project. Like right now in Fort Sterling, a mammoth calf going for 322 million. 317 million, 317 million, 320. That's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, that's a lot of silver, You roughly get almost 90 million silver from Albion Online for $60. So, yeah, you can see why they charge it so much for these things. Crazy. Yeah. But anyway, that's the cartel. There's several cartel groups in there. It's no secret. But now you understand why you can't hardly go to the black zone. Certain parts of the black zone were these high tier level shit like mammoths. Mammoths that's the most expensive thing in the game. Which is weird because its drop rate really ain't no different than other things that sell for a tiny fraction of what a mammoth sells for. And it's kind of silly. The cartel's what's making this mammoth. Think about it. If no one can go get a baby mammoth, no one except for the cartel, and then the cartel members come and they put it on the market, and they set a price. What if these some bitches are only worth 5 million each? Hey, we want to control the cost. My recording. Yeah, say I want to control. Like, say I'm a badass, powerful cartel member or the leader, and I got three massive guilds or 5 massive guilds, and they're at 300 members cap, and I'm rich as fuck, and I'm paying them like $300 a week, or I'll hire foreigners and pay them $100 a week because that's still more money than what they're probably making over, where they're living, and get a shit ton of them, get a couple of hundred of them, and I mean, if you're making $150,000 to $200,000 a year off this shit, yeah, you can afford to hire an army, you know, players, kids. Kids will probably do it cheaper. Hell, some players will do it just to get free premium every month. Like dedicate a schedule. Like, okay, you work for me, 3 hours a day. I expect you to be at this post. By God, you better be there, or no premium for you. Just pay for their monthly subscription. People will do it because there's a guy right now right outside the Player City. Some bitch has been there for over a month. He's staying in the same spot. I asked him, why the hell are you in the same spot? And he's like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm like, why are you doing it? He goes, they pay for my premium. I'm like, dude, what do you like, 10? You can't afford, what is it, $15 a month? Are you that damn poor? Maybe he is. Fuck, I don't know. it's sad. I was like, fuck, I'll fucking give you $15 to get premium. That way you can actually go play the damn game instead of standing there all day long running your little macro bot, whatever. I mean, he's there. His dude will be there. Fucker. It was one of my days off, so I had come out with a new player, passed him, saw him there. I came back 3.5 hours later. He's still there, killing foxes. I'm like, yo, you there? And he's like, yeah, what do you want? And I'm like, you just sit there for 3.5 hours and stare at that damn character. Oh my god, it's insane to me. But he's getting paid. He ain't getting paid a lot, but he's part of the cartel. But anyway, think about it. Say you got these calves. They only drop in one or two places, per city biome or whatever. They're tier 8 areas. And so you can control all the areas. You got your boys spread out. You're highly geared. Ain't nobody gonna contend you. Nobody else can get baby calves for a month, 2 months. You're just keeping it locked in. You ain't letting nobody have it. All the shit, all the baby calves on the market for sale, or by you and your boys, or your people, I should say. And like, hey, they want a mammoth? Let's jack them up to 300 million. And we'll say, yeah, this is like, you want to be elite? 300 million. Because, see, the human mind thinks the more something is worth, the better it is. I know this to be a fact because I've been a merchant my whole life. You could take what has high perceived value. Mammoth is big. Mammoth is strong. Mammoth has the highest stats. But it wasn't originally intended to be worth what it's worth. Its drop rate ain't no better than like, what was it, a bear or some shit like that, which ain't worth more than $5 million. But because it's such an awesome mount, Cartel controls it, controls the drop zone areas, won't let nobody else in there, and all the shit that's on the market is by them. Pretty much. And yeah. You want to go in those places and loot for a couple hours? You pay them millions and millions and millions, like over 100 million silver for the opportunity to go in there and harvest, kill and harvest. It's insane. I went and did it on the test server just to see what it felt like. Guess what? I ain't getting no damn baby mammoth. I was there over an hour. Didn't get a baby mammoth. But there's not very many of them that spawn to begin with. I mean, they spawn, but it's about the same as getting a freaking tier 4 stag. Because there was another person in there and they go, dude, I got a mammoth. I'd been there like 20 minutes longer than him. He comes in there and gets one right off the damn bat. I'm like, dude, I've been here like 20 minutes longer than you and I still ain't found one. But anyway, it's a random drop roll. But it ain't I don't think it's any worse. Does it say what the percentage is? Base offspring chance 0%, neutered offspring chance 15%, nutrition max. Yeah, even if you're growing this. I wonder what the loot drop is. Anyway, let's find out. Baby mammoth loot drop chance. As low as 0.01% or 0.28%. The old white in particular is a more challenging encounter, but may offer a higher drop rate, potentially around 30%. That's one of those freaking mobs that takes a whole damn army of players to kill it. Specifically, it can drop from ancient mammoths and the world boss old white. 0.001% or 0.28%, depending on what you're killing. But anyway, my point is, if you've got the power and the numbers and the people under your thumb to control, yeah, you could set the price. I could make this mammoth worth $1 billion. So guess what? You either pay the price or you don't get one. Simple as that. And that's how these cartels work in this game. That's what they mean by when they say they control the prices in the market. You buy a player-owned crafting station in a royal city, and they will confront you like, "Hey, we want you to increase your silver fees up to 999, or we're gonna have 50 people file reports on your ass, complaints, and try to get you banned, or we're gonna go in there and burn up all your resources because your prices are too low or whatever." They've got all these tactics they can use to make you regret buying one of those player controlled crafting stations because they don't want you doing it. I don't know if these cartels. Yeah, I've seen these cartels. They're alive and well. I think we got ganked by one just the other day in a recent video. But anyway, I'm not concerned with the cartel. I don't give two shits either way. It would be nice to go to the tier 8 areas and, hunt a baby mammoth, but I'm most likely going to end up having to buy one off the market and raise it myself. So if I want one, I could just go buy a damn mammoth ready to go, but I want to raise it and saddle it myself. That's my end game goal. Besides getting a black zone hideout. So I don't know, maybe if I get enough members to join my guild and everybody get up there, maybe we can become a cartel. Anyway, I'm done with this video. I hope this was helpful. So yeah, y'all have fun. You kids be good. If you can't be good at it. PvP, that is. Y'all have fun. Enjoy the game. Don't worry about stupid shit. It is what it is. I mean, ain't nothing you can do about it anyway, so just enjoy the things you can do, Just have fun. It's all about having fun. There's all kinds of ways to have fun in this game. I get upset a lot of times if you watch my videos in the past. I get upset, but it's a passionate upset. It's not a rage quit angry upset. That's me having fun. I mean, I know it seems odd, but I'm not all there in the head anyway. So, anyway, y'all have fun. Long live Albion and ta ta.